Right, hello all my little megabytes out there, and welcome to not a badly coded impressions video. No. It's a demo play of Dagon. Dagon is basically, it's like a, well, I can read to the Steam description, because, as always, my descriptions do suck. Face unspeakable horrors, succumb to madness. Welcome to a free demonic narrative experience inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. And I love me some H.P. Lovecraft, so let's get into it. Just ignore the fact that I've got to continue, just ignore that. And let's start the game.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Oh, okay, cool. I wanted to know that, mate.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
That's not morphine, is it? Everyone loves morphine. What?
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Everyone has an addiction to morphine.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
I know what forgetfulness is like, so I'm with you on that, mate.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Maybe it's intended for that. Let's look at the boot.
The Great War was there at its very beginning,
I'm on the boat.
And the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
The Hun.
So that our vessel
Attila?
was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Oh, okay. I guess he's saying he got captured by a German boat. Kinda lost track. Right, the full version will feature many interesting facts about, among others, the story on which the game is based, the historical setting, and the author, H.P. Lovecraft. There are scattered around the locations, so make sure to look around and try and find them all. This demo features only a couple of facts, and you've just found one of them. Probably the only one I'm gonna find. Dagon was written around a month later after the United States entered World War I. Lovecraft was actively interested in its course. He composed many poems in which he... Poems? Did he do poems? I don't know. In which he gave encouragement to soldiers and commented on the events unfolding in Europe. He tried to enlist in the army, but even though he passed the physical exam, his mother prevented him from going to the war. She has threatened to go to any lengths, legal or otherwise, if I do not reveal all the ills which unfit me for the army. I am Providence, the life and times of H.P. Lovecraft, St. Shoshi. Okie dokie. I can't seem to look that way. I can, okay, fine. Ah, we're walking. Yay. We do have feet.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Okay, did you escape by yourself, or did you kill the others? You've got a bit of an untrustworthy voice, so wait, let's look around for any secrets. No secrets? Right. It's my sort of game where you just look.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Well, you appear to be in water, mate.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Go on, put your feet up, have a sleep. It's going to be a long voyage. Ooh, are you a clue? Ooh, yes. Dagon was written in July 1917 and first published in 1919 in The Vagrant, an amateur magazine focused on the supernatural. The story was partially inspired by Lovecraft's dream and is the first of his stories that introduced an element from the Cthulhu Mythos, Dagon itself. Is this Mayrune's Dagon, by any chance? Is he one and the same person? A pagan cult worshipping Dagon after later appears in the Shadow over Innsmouth. Oh, I played the Innsmouth case. I liked it. I never finished it. What a surprise! One of Lovecraft's more popular stories. I'm gonna go back to that, I think. Right. Now, what are we meant to click on? Hello? Hello? Oh, the sun! Whoa!
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Just put your feet up, go to sleep again. It's not like anyone needs to be awake for this long voyage. Oh, look at that sun. Actually, no, it's bright. At least you've got plenty of water, mate. It's a bit salty, and salt's bad for you, but, you know. What is that dog whimpering or something that I can hear? I can't hear it now. Oh, well. Right. What am I meant to click on? Hello? Anything in the boat? No? Oh, nothing.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Oh, what do you know? He took my advice and he is sleeping. Well, obviously he's awake, but, you know, he put his feet up and looked at the sun.
The change happened whilst I slept.
Ooh. Hello?
Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
That's a squid, mate. No, it's not. It's a... Are you on land, mate? You're safe.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
You probably walked away, and then you were somehow in and out of consciousness, and you decide to say hello to a squid, and you fell on him, you killed him, and you woke up.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Why? What's horrifying, mate?
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
What, blood? Is that blood? Or is that mud? And the mud and blood and beer.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending
it's a baby
plain.
Cthulhu! Cthulhu! Well, I've tried to think of a good name, but no. You're just in a seabed, mate, that's dried up. Oh, there's a boat. I wondered what that was. It's not that far away, mate.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight
it's a
save
kipper.
a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
Quite spooky.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Oh, what's that? It's a secret. Oh, trivia pieces found. 3 of 5. I'm doing well. Dagon seemed to be inspired by Fishhead, a short novel by Irvin S. Cobb about unnatural affinities between a hybrid idiot and a strange fish of an isolated lake. Supernatural horror in literature. H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft's interest in the topic stemmed from his aversion to fish and sea smells. In his own words, I have hated fish and feared the sea and everything connected with it since I was 2 years old. But I cannot recall what earlier experience gave me such a profound and lasting aversion to sea and seafood. The Dweller in Darkness. Lovecraft, 1927. Donald Wandre. Well, no, I like seafood, mate. Seafood is horrible, so I join you in that. But I think the sea's quite good and all the creatures in it. Right. Let's have a look at the... I keep going to move. I must remember you can't actually move in this. Right. Oh, you can. Oh yeah, I moved on the boat.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
What was that, mate?
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Unprobable, but, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion. Is that a briefcase or a tin of tuna? Tuna. It's ironic, in the ocean there's a tin of tuna. Right.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
Okay.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Seafowl? Is that like a guinea fowl, but in sea form? Ooh. Is there a secret anywhere? Ooh. Trivia pieces found. 4 of 5. Volcanic eruptions sometimes result in the creations of islands. Most of them are transient and erode after some time, but some prove permanent. The floating premise, porous rock created when superheated, pressurized rock is ejected from a volcano, can move across long distances and transport barnacles and microalgae that cling to it. In 2001, rasts of pumice created during the eruption of a volcano near Tonga, Polynesia, eventually reached Australia, mate. I've always wanted to go to Tonga. I never will go to Tonga. I've always wanted to. Right, and that was another fact. Now let's click on this dear dead fishy. Whoop!
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for travelling purposes in a short time.
Well, I mean, you could walk across it anyway, but you might sink into it, like that poor guy's doing. Go on, guy. Go on, fishy. Are you a fish or what are you? I don't know what you are, but I'm rooting for you anyway. I'm rooting for you too, squid thing.
That night I slept but little.
Hello.
And the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Right. Well, how are you going to do that, mate? What the hell are you going to eat? And what the hell are you going to drink? And where did the sun go? Because there was sun coming up just a minute ago. And now it's all dark. Right. Ooh, pretty moon. Any secrets? Secrets. Secrets. No. No secrets. Okie dokie.
On the third morning,
There's the sun.
I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with
Praise
ease.
be, praise be.
The odour of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Well, you can set out for your unknown goal, but I'm going to stay here with the squid, mate. Again, secrets? Are you a secret? No, you're not a secret. Any secrets? Nope. Right. Bye, squid thing. Bye-bye, Squidsworth. Ooh. Thank you for playing the demo. If you'd like to learn what eldritch horrors drove our protagonist to the depths of madness, wishlist the game and await the full release. We'd also love to hear your feedback, so head to our Steam forums and yada 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 final game. I like that. I did not mind that. I'm not normally into like game, particularly walking simulators. I'm not into, but obviously because I'm into Lovecraft stuff and all that, I find that fascinating. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the demo, and yeah, I'm really excited for the game now. I want to know what that raw, well, it's not raw, it's more likely a slightly growl, but I want to know what it was nonetheless. Anyway, guys, if you did like the video, please hack away at the like button down below, and maybe, just maybe, do a cheeky little subscribe as well. And I will see you in the next badly coded video. Bye bye.